So for the last half hour, I've been getting myself just in tune to channel. The frequencies are there. I can hear it all going on. And, this morning when I woke up, it's the last Friday of the month. I knew we would be doing our channeling session tonight. I had no idea what it would be about. I didn't have any topic in mind, and I was hoping that somebody would have submitted a question. Lo and behold, a member reached out to me asking if I had received their question, their email they sent a few days ago, and I hadn't, and I jumped online, tried to figure out why I wasn't receiving it, and finally got it, and it was absolutely perfect, as of course things would be, and as they always work out to be. The topic, the question, what they were asking absolutely just falls down into the category of a channeling session. Before we do any channeling, answer any questions or anything like that, that I may come up during this, I want you to know just right off the bat that I'm already channeling. Of course, I'm talking to you, but in the same time, I am being guided what to say. I feel it. It's resonating in my body. I have chills. My ear is ringing. My face is numb. And that's kind of what I want to talk to you about first off, is just channeling off the bat. Religious groups will say it's demonic possession, and it is just absolutely just nonsense. Channeling is opening yourself up to receive the signals, messages that we're receiving and that are around us all the time. Yes, there are signals and frequencies and voices and things that are of malevolence and deceit and evil, and there are the true ones that are divine sources, guiding sources. But before we get into that, I want to talk to you a little bit about this. I never knew what I was doing was channeling, even since I was a kid, this whole time. It wasn't until a few years ago I watched a documentary about channeling, and I realized that the frequencies I was hearing is something called clairaudient. There's clairvoyant, there's clairsentient, which I have a bit of, and there's clairaudient, which I have a tremendous amount of. So it kind of was fantastic for me to hear this and figure this out. But in the same time, as I was watching this documentary and they're explaining things and talking about things, they're showing people channeling. I'm not going to name any names, but these are very famous people. They sell books and stuff. And I want to be just quite honest with you right off the bat. Many of them are being completely deceitful. When you channel, you're going to channel in your own voice. You may be calmer or more excited just because of the way the energy feels, but it's going to be you. It's going to be your voice. It's going to be your words, your intelligence, and your knowledge. Your intelligence and your knowledge. Keep that in mind for now. So I was watching this documentary, and this one guy who claims to channel a Native American, they're all great messages. They're all kind of the same. Peace, love, unity, treat the planet right, all that stuff, right? He talks in a very, I am chief of above, and we must find the way to it. It's very like, forgive me for saying it this way, I don't mean to be insulting to any culture, but it's almost like very John Wayne Western movie, you know what I mean? The way the dialogue is broken up and stuff. So right off the bat, I was kind of like, And then they went to another woman who she's talking to just like this, and she's like, all right, I'll channel now. And she's talking with a normal English accent, English American accent, right? Just like I'm talking to you now, excuse me. And she closes her eyes, and in 2 minutes she's like, oh, hello, how are you? It's so nice to be here. And I was like, what is even going on? And as I was watching this, they're talking to other people, psychologists and scientists and stuff. And these people who are channeling are giving good information on some points when they're talking like they're a normal person, right? They're talking about channeling and what it is, and they're giving true insight. They're channeling. They're giving the truth. But then they go into this whole, I'm going to sell you even more, and they go into the whole persona, and they kick in this whole thing. And I was like, this is just very disappointing. And to kind of wrap this little section of it up, I'm also a member of something called Gaia TV. I love sci-fi documentaries, I love metaphysics documentaries, and oftentimes I receive things and perceive things, and then all of a sudden I'll go watch a documentary a few weeks later, and it'll correspond and correlate with what I was just receiving, and I'm like, oh, this is great. It lets me know that I'm, right on track, right? So I'm watching this documentary on Gaia. I'm not going to say the name of it. There's a woman who's supposedly very famous channeler. She has a book out and stuff. And I just right off the bat was like, oh, just a lie. She's talking about how the guides took her to the caves of Göbekli Tepe, and they took us to these temples, and they took her to Easter Island, and the fifth statue on the left, now I'm making this up. I'm being sarcastic with the fifth statue on the left. But it was just such specific information that my guides took me, and they took me to the island of whatever, and there on the island they showed me this great temple that was blah, 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 and then the temple, they were showing me the wall so I can see and understand, and all the blah, 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 and that's not how it works. That's not how it works. If you've never heard of Easter Island, if you've never heard of Göbekli Tepe, if you've never heard of a potato chip, a guide is not going to tell you a potato chip, and you're all of a sudden not going to have this new word to come out of your mouth, go, a potato chip. It's not going to happen like that. You're going to go, it's a crunchy, crisp type of a vegetable, maybe a root vegetable, maybe a potato. It's going to come to you in that sense. So right off the bat, I was like, it's fraudulent. It's fraudulent. If a guide, here, answer me this, ma'am. If a guide is going to take you and whisk you away to this island and show you this cave and give you all these clues and hints to put together, why wouldn't they just tell you the answer to what it is that you need to know in the first place? Okay? They don't give you specific locations and things like that. It's just not how it happens. So the reason I'm saying this is because within social media right now, we all are finding our way on this spiritual path. And we're seeing all these posts of these people posting all these things using words like Kundalini awakening. And now all of a sudden people are thinking, oh, I'm not really going to be able to wake up unless I practice this Kundalini thing. The whole chakra and thing like this, that's why that bothers me. It's focusing into one group, and it's abandoning and avoiding in a whole nother group, and just, these words don't mean anything. Now tonight when we channel, when I read this to you, and man, this thing is just, it's like boo boo, I got frequencies all over the place, and there's one so strong right now that it wants me to take, like I'm being compelled to say, guided to say that, you'll notice right now, there's no candles, there's no crystals, and I have candles, and I have special candles upstairs that I light for specific reasons, and I have crystals in the house because I love minerals and gems and rocks and stones, and I've been collecting these things all my life without, just having a metaphysical, spiritual interest in them, regardless if there is or isn't. So, when you see pictures of people channeling and they're surrounded by crystals, or they're laying down and they have crystals all over them. Now, I'm not saying crystals don't have and harness energy and stuff, but we weren't born and given this book or this knowledge inside to say, go pick up this piece of celestite and put it on top of your forehead and lay down and channel into your third eye, and you will connect with the universe. I mean, this is all sales pitch. It's all money. It's all marketing. When these people won't correspond with you unless you are a paid member to their site. And I correspond with people on Instagram and Facebook and everywhere, and of course the members on the site. And there is a membership, but I'm out here 10 times a month filming and doing these things and channeling and writing and doing all this stuff and connecting with people. And I don't ask for anything for it. I people want to take it further with me, they can become a member of the site. But, every single day you're reading these posts that are the most amazing Rumi quotes, Gandhi quotes, Muji quotes, and they're from these places that are called awakened consciousness highlighted being, right? And when you click on their name, and when you click on their little hidden URL, their coded little bit.ly, ly, whatever it is, they're garment stores, they're stores, they're selling crystals and clothing and hats and things. Do you understand? They're selling you readings and numerology readings that they're using apps for. So, you have to be so careful. And that's why when I watch things like on Gaia and see things like that, and I see these other documentaries, which actually the documentary happened to be on Gaia as well too. So you'll be able to see it and you'll go, oh yeah, I kind of see what he's talking about. It's not how it works. When I channel for somebody, now I can channel and I'll get something like sometimes when I'll channel for somebody, it could be, I could be talking to them and I can be like, listen, does the name, and I often second guess myself. I'll often never go with the first one I receive and go with the second one, and it's always the first one. I'll say I'll get like Cookie, Cookie. And I'll sit here and say like, does the term of endearment like sweetie or cookie or anything mean to you? And they'll go, oh yeah, cookie, that's what so-and-so. So it can happen like that, but I know what a cookie is. I can translate that frequency. And again, it doesn't happen like, go up to the staircase and open up the 6th drawer on the right and pull out the piece of paper in the bag. It's just, it's not how it works. So please, before we get into this any further, be careful where you're getting your information from. And even me, if you don't believe me, you don't believe me. I don't care. It doesn't make a difference to me. Excuse me. So, channeling. I said, it's connecting with yourself. And as I mentioned, there could be malevolent things around and deceitful things and dark things. So what I always do, and I'll do right now, and I don't have specific words for it, it's always my intention, my inner intention within my heart and my mind, what I'm truly seeking, what I'm trying to look to do. I make sure it's pure and honest. And I'll say the words, I am asking the highest vibrational guides, angelic guides, the ascended masters, and the creator of all life and existence to please embrace me with insight and wisdom, guide me with light and love and kindness and compassion. I open myself up tonight to receive messages from the highest vibrational beings, the ascended masters, the creator of all light and life. And I close myself off to all darkness, malevolence, deceit, evil, all dark projections, misguided projections from anyone, anywhere. I am only open to receive true insight and wisdom guided by light and love. If there are any beings, energies out there that embrace true kindness and compassion and equality for all and would like to deliver a message through me, I will be open to you. If there is any malevolence, deceit, evil within, I am closed off to this. Right? No crystals, no candles. I didn't come out of my mother's womb with a candle and a crystal, so I don't need a candle and a crystal. Right? Don't need a candle and a crystal. Messages will be translated in the knowledge, the words, the education that I have within me. Sometimes I can ask or be seeking a question, or you could be seeking a question, and I won't get the answer right away. Sometimes it's right there, sometimes it's minutes later. Sometimes that frequency is so strong that it just comes in and I just shut up. And I just let it flood me. And over the next days, weeks, months, minutes, seconds, whatever it is, there's no such thing. Over the next course of my life, my path, right? That insight, that message will rise up within me and enter to my consciousness. We all have the ability to channel because we are all tethered, connected to the source and creator of all life. This is just a vessel, a vehicle, an avatar that my energy streams into. And within that stream, all of the information, the love, and the guidance that we need to navigate this world is there for us always. If we open our heart truly, let go of fear and worry, anxiety and stress and intimidation. These vibrations grow within. So this morning, I received a message from someone. As soon as I read it, finished it, it started coming in. I said, nope. I asked them if I could read it tonight, and they said, of course. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to read this to you. Within it are questions that are being asked. And I am asking the guides that are present, the frequency that is open to me now, to please let that energy come forward. And let them have the comfort they need and let the answer resonate truth within them. I know it's going to. I know. All right. Excuse the glasses. Let's put in my secret top code. Okay. Hello. Who, me, myself. It's my path. Why? When my mom was 5 months pregnant with me, she had a brain aneurysm. She went through 17 hours of exploratory brain surgery, was in a coma for 3 weeks, and woke up paralyzed on her left side. She relearned everything, all in her 3rd trimester. This is in 1989. They had no idea what happened. My dad found her lying on the bathroom floor when he came home from work. Who knows how long she had been there that day. The doctors told my dad that she had a 7% chance of survival and that the baby was a lost cause. Now here I sit 28 years later, perfectly fine, alive and no disabilities, and my mother is alive. Why? How? Medically and scientifically, how is this possible, and why the heck did I make it? I've questioned this from the day I was old enough to understand. I grew up Catholic and knew very young that that was just not right. It didn't make sense. But I knew there was something. I've always been very spiritual. As long as I can remember, I have been able to hear frequencies. My left ear can always hear it. My right can if I focus. When I found you, everything clicked. Everything felt right. I knew in my heart and in my soul that this was truth. It just made sense for once. I'm blessed beyond belief to have my sister feel the same way spiritually as I do. She is actually who told me about you. She found you first. We went to dinner and she showed me your Instagram. What's crazy is I took a picture of her, and I'll have to show it to you sometime, because in the background is this incredible light. It makes no sense. There was no light there. It's amazing. And as soon as I saw that picture, I knew without a doubt this was my path. This was our path. And I hope that all makes sense. Laugh out loud. Light, love, and positive energy, Lindsay. So, let me just say something right off the bat. I could put this down. I don't even absolutely need this anymore. Just to put one aspect of this aside to get it out of your head, 7% chance of survival, and the baby is a lost cause. those words from the doctor, 1989. Just dumb. Not you, them. There's no meter or gauge that they had because they didn't even know what was going on with your mother. So to say that she had a 7% chance of survival because of the shutdown within her makes no sense. And to say the baby was a lost cause was absolutely just another dumb thing because, obviously everything inside to keep you alive was still functioning. So let's back up on this a minute. Coma, brain aneurysm. So, medically and scientifically, there was something wrong with your mother. She had an aneurysm. Whatever the reason for the aneurysm was, whatever caused that, it was an aneurysm. The coma, the shutdown, the paralysis, the inability to remember or the having to relearn was all because that section of her brain shut down. It had to repair itself. Not only to repair itself, but to take so she has an aneurysm, her brain shuts down, coma, she's got you inside her. She's got a body inside her. So all of this, if she wasn't pregnant, here we go. If she wasn't pregnant with you, she may not have gone into a coma. She may not have had all that loss from the aneurysm. Yes, there would have been things that she needed to do and relearn or get over and get healed from. But because she was pregnant, her body still needed to send more energy to you. You needed more nutrients physically from her intake and mentally and spiritually from within. So her body had to partially shut down so you can be getting that energy in reserve. Because if she kept fully booted up, let's use that word like a computer, if she kept everything online, then it wouldn't have been enough energy for you to survive. So the doctors were kind of, assessing this type of information. Let's go back to that computer for a second. When we have a computer and something goes wrong with it, we get a virus, there's something affected on it, we restart our computer and we go into safe mode. Safe mode lets our computer operate, but it shuts off a whole bunch of things that we don't need. It only keeps on what it absolutely needs right now to give you what it needs, the user, or in this case, the baby. So I'm channeling this for you right now, so you can understand this in a very easy way, medically and scientifically, what happened to her. As far as the aneurysm, I'm getting it was very stressful for her for some reason. There was a lot of strain on her body, mentally, physically at this time in her life. There was something going on. It was a hard time not a hard time, but it was a time of transition for your mother and father, a baby coming. And again, medically, there could have been something. But right there, just understand, 7% baby's a lost cause. No. Your mom, her energy, her higher self, the true self, only gave the vessel what the vessel needed so the fetus inside can survive. And she stayed away from this. And then when the consciousness regained awareness, it had to reprocess and relearn these things because of the drain on itself, the lack of using these parts of the mind and stuff. Why? Why did she survive? Why did the baby survive? Well, she survived because she, your mother, her soul, chose to keep you alive. For you, for your children, for your life, Yeah, I mean, if your mother's energy, if your mother's soul, if your mother's light, right? Because I was trying to explain to my son Sagan that all we are with this dead fish we were talking about, I said, we're just a little light inside. And we come down and we come inside these vehicles and we explore around them and we're down our little light leaves. Well, if your mom would have let the vehicle die, then you, the life inside going, would have died. So, that was done out of love. That was done out of a love that your mother and you just don't even understand and perceive right now. It's a love that transcends our reality and our consciousness, excuse me. I could feel the love your mother has for you. It's just absolutely true and pure. So why? Why would your mom, go through this to let you survive? Well, because of your children and because of what you are becoming, what you understand, your spirituality. That knowing since you were a child, that there is something wrong with what I'm being taught here as far as this religion. I know inside me there's something more. You were born. You chose to come here to truly be that being. Enjoy this world, enjoy what it has to offer, but take this knowledge, this insight, that love, that understanding of the gift, the rarity, the chance that we have of not being here, and to let your children know how precious every moment is when we wake up in the morning. You're here to guide your children. Why is it? You girls, funny, like it's not your mom feeling right now. This is kind of tough for me because I helped your sister with this when you passed, and it's you girls, you two girls are everything. As far as your mother and father, as far as your father, you two girls are everything. He loved you, regardless of the differences. He just truly just always wanted and still wants the best for you. You're here to be a vessel of love, to be a vessel of honesty, to be one of comfort to those who need you, those around you who need you, your children, your sister. Your sister needs you right now because she really feels alone. So much more since he left. Stress like the inside, she's just so annoyed, frustrated, and she's trying so hard to keep her cool and stuff, and just to do the right thing, but still doesn't understand why. And the same with you, it's just you and your sister, put your focus into your children. Put your focus into diverting your children away from things that are making them just monkey brain is what I call it, chaotic. Start really connecting more with your children spiritually. Start engaging your children more spiritually. From within. Not based on a belief, not based on a religion. Start talking to your children, asking them questions about what they believe and what they perceive. And this is going to help you inside understand more of your purpose. It's going to help you connect and see a different side of your children. But you girls, I'm around you girls all the time, trying to bring you comfort, trying to let you know it's okay, that I'm always here. Stop being afraid, stop arguing, stop worrying, let go of the stress. That's not what you're here for. Find a way to love yourselves inside, love those around you, and just hug the shit out of each other for me. Yeah, see, this is really tough for me to do sometimes. It's so hard to do this sometimes. Your dad just wants to squeeze the shit out of you guys. So, your mom was here because she chose to stay and fight through this so you could be here and your sister could be here, so she could experience the love of having children and see her grandchildren grow up, have the love of your father, even though sometimes it was a pain in the ass, and this is him saying this. His sense of humor is fantastic. But he just wants you guys just to really let go of this concept of this world and this reality and just run free. Drop your shit, let go of it. Run, jump, scream, be happy. Hug each other. I hope this all makes sense to you, Lindsay. So, excuse me, I gotta blow my nose. And I didn't bring a tissue, and that's terrible. I know it's gross, right? Doesn't matter, I don't care. It's a vehicle, it's a vessel. So, excuse me, my advice. I gotta let go. It's not gonna stop. It doesn't ever stop, but I gotta ignore this right now because I just want to get off and go chill out right now. And I'll see you on Sunday, right? It's just too much overwhelming emotion. We can talk about this privately if you want. You can contact me. You're a member of the site. Anyone can contact me anyway. So, channeling, if you want to try channeling yourself, remember, pray, meditate when you do that type of thing. Set your intention to be pure and honest. Make the affirmation, the statement that you are closed off to anything that's dark and evil and malevolent. You're open up to light and guidance and love and understanding, and ask specific questions and just sit and feel. You can have a pen and pad next to you just so you can, if you feel like just taking a note, take notes. I don't usually take notes. I don't write shit down. Excuse me. I don't write anything down. Not unless I'm doing like the book, which I just finished. The hardcover's coming out. It's really good, man. It's so beautiful. And the second book is just going to be so freaking amazing. And I'm sorry I'm so emotional right now. It's just because I am so connected to this man. And you're like the love that you guys have for your father. The love that your father has for you guys. I am just like stuck in the middle of that right now. And I just, it's fantastic and it's great. But it's just so, if you were in front of me right now, I would just be able to give you such a hug, and you know where it was from. But you girls be good. Give your girls and babies a kiss for me. Give mom a hug. Just be there for each other, you two. gotta go, everybody, okay? Listen, I'll see you Sunday morning. Thanks so much. And again, I apologize if anybody's bothered by any of this, but you know what? Change the station. I'll see you Sunday. Have a great day, great night, whatever. Just go be.